dang. Oh, dang. Sweet. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the live stream. Let's do it. Today is Friday, August 14th, 2020. It is, I don't know what episode are we on, like 113? Yeah, because we're a day behind. That still bothers me. But that's okay. 113 on August 14th. Why not? It is the free draw. It is Friday. I hope it's Friday. I've kind of lost track of the days after making the last video. But if it is Friday, it is the free draw, so everyone is welcome to jump into the Aggie IO software. I hope that was the right link. I don't see anybody in here yet. Maybe we goofed up. Let me take a look here. No, we're good. Okay. So yeah, it is the free draw day, so everyone is welcome to jump into the Aggie IO software with us. There's a link in the general text chat. I'm going to go ahead and move back to the voice channel chat so we can see everybody. Thanks, everybody that joined us for the premiere of our Drawfee-inspired episode we did today. Well, we did it like a few weeks ago. Week ago? Either way. I released the video today. It's pretty good. It's about an hour long, but it's a few of the people from the Discord, and we drew a whole bunch of stuff. So that was really fun. We redrew another one of the Discord members' characters, and I think that's something we should keep doing in the future. I really like the idea of redrawing people's character arts. It might also be something that we do where we start taking character ideas and we flush them out for people. Do kind of a pseudo commission r/character drawing type thing. So that could be a lot of fun. Oh, there's Bri dropping the computer codes. I dig it in the voice chat. So what? Oh, is it? Did we get the? We did. Yeah, it's another 10 squats. Trev, welcome. Bri, welcome. Thank you both for coming by today. Feel free to come by and doodle. So I'm gonna be up here. I'm gonna stake my claim up here, so I can. I did. Yeah, we had a lot of people watching today, so that was really cool. If you did catch the premiere, thanks for doing that. Thank you very much for checking that out. That's a new type of video, which is always... Oh, yeah, I'm going to give this guy 4 arms. I think that's something I'm going to start doing more. I think it's an aesthetic that I like. Yeah, that was good. It was really good. We had a lot of people watching, which was very surprising. So thank you all for checking that out. If you haven't checked that out, check that out after the stream or right now. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'm glad we can do other content that's not just the why you should play videos. I do like making those, and I will keep making those in the future, but I wouldn't mind doing something else once in a while. So, all right, here we go. Push-ups. Uh-oh, what's that? Free DAW? What does free DAW mean? Free DAW? I hope that's not an improper word, and if it is, I'm sorry. There we go. All right, I changed. Thank you. As always, please correct my spelling. It's terrible. No, I feel bad that I spelt your name wrong in the video. I don't feel bad that I spelt something wrong because that's normal. That's not something I get embarrassed about. Here we go. All right, so it is a free draw day. I was binging The Legend of Korra, but it seems more important. You know, it's pretty good. We can even do some Legend of Korra stuff. That could be awesome. Man, wait. I think Ace suggested something we were supposed to do today. Elementals things. All right, so we got elementals, and we got Legend of Korra. I think those are 2 good prompts. We can probably do that. I'm gonna try to warm up. I'm gonna warm up with a Korra drawing. Why not? References. It's the triple ponytail that does it. She's got super badass hair. That super pointy chin. I definitely had a hard time watching it the first time. That's kind of the problem. I think anything following The Last Airbender is going to have a little bit of a hard time. Yeah. Yep. Druid, you are really garbly today. Not sure what's going on. Yeah. Gotta get warmed up. Gotta get warmed up. I think I'm really close to having more subscribers on Instagram than followers than people I follow, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know if that means I need to be more active on Instagram. Welcome, Logan. There you go. See, I'm behind. I gotta follow my. I gotta up my game. Gotta up my Instagram game. This canvas is actually pretty big today, I think. I thought I made it. Oh, I made that so small. It's right above the live stream. There's a link to the Aggie right above the Apparently I've forgotten how to draw. So that's fun. That's much better, yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Core's got like great beefy shoulders. I think it's great. Yeah, I mean that's really. I think they did such a good job designing her character, and then I feel like some of the writing of like the second season just didn't feel good for the character, and so I stopped watching it like partway through the second season because I was watching it as it was coming out, and then I was kind of like, oh man, it's just not doing it for me. But then I came back and watched it later, and I was like, you know, that was worth it. That was worth watching that whole series. I'm still really happy with it, but. Definitely had that air of I want this to be The Last Airbender, and it wasn't. And it was like, oh, but in its own right, still really good. Yeah. They did make her feel like an earthbender, which I also kind of thought was fun. So super, super love that series. That could have been interesting. Yeah, they really made it be the next generation, and it felt a little forced to make the connection, which was kind of a bummer. But I don't know if people would have been more upset about like Aang and all of the other characters not being there. Like I really liked Tosin. Is that right? Oh, maybe that was. Sorry, I'm thinking Aang's son. I really like it. Tosin? Okay, yeah. Tenzin, there we go. That sounds right. Um, I really liked him as a character. So I'm glad that worked out the way it did. Because it's a different story. Yeah. Yeah, Boomy, Kaya, and Tenzin. Thank you, Trev. Yeah, I agree. I agree. In Dalpor, I really think it was a shift from what I was expecting, and like I said, it was jarring the first time I watched it because I was just like, this isn't what I thought. But then once I kind of stopped thinking about it as the Avatar, it wasn't the Last Airbender. It became really good, and I really enjoyed it. Definitely very influential on my work. I really like a lot of their style. Yeah, you're good so far. let's just all get closer to Sierra's stuff. Let's just all move a little this way. No, it's good. It's definitely good. For those in the YouTube chat, if you want to join the Discord chat, you're very welcome to. There's a link in the doobly doop. I don't know what to call that. The comment? No, it's not the comments. It's the description. Yeah, the video description. I like doobly doo. Yeah, I'm not sure who started that. I don't know if that was it the Green Brothers? YouTube. I don't have anything else to finish with that. Just YouTube. It's all good. All Avatar characters feel like sorcerers. I absolutely think so. Yeah. Elementalist monks work too. Yeah, because there's that weird. The elemental sorcerer in 5e now is kind of, that's exactly what it was designed for. I think that's a good way to look at it. Technically, by the history of the show, everybody is a warlock, but you know, whatever. All the avatars are warlocks. No, they've got their. Oh no, there's people watching the series right now. We don't know if we're doing spoilers or not. Well, maybe they can. No problem, Trev. What? Yeah. What is the sorcerer? Is it like the? I'm trying to think of the actual pact lineage thing you can take. I can't remember what it's called. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's definitely doable. There's a lot of different things, and there are a lot of benders out there that aren't monks, right? I mean that's yeah. I think I think we definitely see a lot of, especially with Aang, we see a lot of the um, airbenders. The airbenders are nomadic monks, whereas I really like the pro bending league. I like that that's less about martial arts and more about just like you know turning it into a sport like that is a really cool way to see bending not be a martial thing, which is kind of how we see it because the whole world is in conflict in the first series. Right. Yeah, or them using firebending to like power the city. I thought that was really cool. I feel like that is a use that would be. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was really fun. They did a really good job redesigning a lot of the stuff. Well, I cannot draw today. I'm drawing real small again, real tiny. Well, we're gonna finish up this core sketch and then we're gonna go to elemental. So maybe that'll make me feel better about my art. Let's get some hair wispies in here. I ain't drawing the Legend of Korra crap. No, no, I like it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Did I really never realize this that Korra has like giant arm gloves? I guess she's got like bicep bracelets. I don't know how I didn't notice that before. Dig it. I dig it. I dig it. So good. All right. I'm probably going to call that good. That's my chorus sketch. That's a good warm up. That was a good little warm up. Thank you. Thank you, Trev, for getting the creative juices going. Now we got to draw some elementals. All right. How are we going to draw elementals? Let's see if we do it over here. Oh, that's pretty good. What are the little fire sprites from Fantasia? Is that what they were? Those always make me think of elementals. Those are pretty human, though. Nice. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Heart of Time has some pretty good visual stuff too. Visual stuff. Yeah, I have a hard time breaking away from the human form sometimes, especially with like put a lot of time and effort into drawing people, and then when I have to do something that's very non-organic or non-humanoid, I kind of struggle. But it's almost like a second skill you have to kind of relearn or repractice. So I might change this up a little bit. Because this looks like somebody wearing ice armor instead of a nice elemental. So maybe we'll just try that again. Let's get some shapes. Let's get some shapes going. I just watched, what was it? Steven Universe Futures. Some of their designs are amazing, and some of them I hate. Like, what is they have this cool thing where they do with multiple arms. That's probably what I was thinking about, multiple arms again. What you drawing, Jonas? We're drawing elementals today, and you're not here drawing elementals with us. Elementals and Legend of Korra. Yeah. One of their designs is the character with 3 arms, and I'm just like, I just don't like it for some reason. I don't like the asymmetry of it, and I usually love asymmetry, but for some reason 3 arms just feels real weird. the movie felt like a recap. It felt like not a lot happened in the movie. Yeah, but it set up Futures, and Futures was really good. Futures was really good. Yeah, how'd that go for you? How'd you like Adventure Time? Yeah. Sure. Oh, what's going on here? What is this? That's super good. That's super good. We're just talking. This, whatever's going on down here, I dig. Get out of here. No, yeah, I think those are some really great examples of design kind of. I feel like Adventure Time and I feel like Steven Universe didn't compromise a lot, which is great. Like the artist really had freedom to draw how they wanted to draw and make it look a specific way. So I really dig it, even though I don't like all of it. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, the guest. Yeah, I agree with that. I really like those ideas of like the anthologies or the animatrix and stuff where you bring in other artists to do series, which we just kind of did. But yeah, love sex and robots. Yeah. Once again, there are 5 of those that are just so amazing and so good, and then there are some of them that are just the stupidest like video garbage. It's just like, ugh. Ah. Yeah, and that's totally fine. Like none of those are bad movies. It's just I just don't like them, and that's fine. So that being said, there are a few seasons of Adventure Time where I feel like they phoned it in, and I would say they're bad episodes. I think they just did them really poorly. So who knows? Yes, I think the first half was kind of feeling out what it could be. I really liked the Pendleton Ward's initial like concept, but then you can tell when his concept finished, they had no idea what to do, and they floundered for a while. And so I feel like the initial concept for the show was great, and then the original writers and artists left, and then it kind of went to poop, and then someone's like, no, this is what we should do, and then it did something really great. So yeah, that's kind of how art is, though, in general. You missed us talking about Adventure Time. We're just kind of talking about cartoons and stuff today. We started talking about Legend of Korra, and then we started talking about all kinds of different things. We burned ourselves out on art talk a little bit over the weekend. we Yeah, you missed that whole part of the conversation. We already all agreed on that. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Uh, Meow, meow, meow. Kind of, yeah. So the yesterday's stream when we streamed the landscape actually spawned from us making that video. So we did. For those of you that are just jumping in, we just released a Drawfee style episode where we got Sierra and Druid and Ace and Jonas to we all drew together and we redrew a character that was submitted to the Discord. And so I think we're probably going to do that again. So if you want to get one of your characters drawn or you have a cool idea, go ahead and put that in the Discord and ping it at me and just put like a hashtag Rookdraw next to it. I'll do that hashtag Rookzer0. You can do that on Twitter as well. I'll look that up, and we'll maybe we'll be able to draw one of those in the future. But yeah, so we made a little video about that, and I put it together, and we finally released that this morning. So I highly go check that out. Check out all of their social media stuff, and find some cool artists out there. It's great. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad you thought it was decent. So that's good. Yeah, it's fun to do that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, the downside to making those kind of videos really is the long editing process, because you sit down, and the same thing is true about video games, like doing video game YouTube stuff. You play for an hour and you're like, that was great, that was a lot of fun, and then it's like, I'm gonna have to sit down for 3 hours and cut this up, make it functional. And so it's a big time investment to do that kind of stuff. But that's really where YouTube kind of shines, is when you have good editing and good video production, because that makes it stand out. Mm-hmm. No, YouTube's editing software, like in-house editing software, is literally just cutting up footage. Like you can remove. Basically, it's designed so that, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna say this correctly. The YouTube Studio Editor is designed for face cams, and it is designed for one-shot, basically like blogging. So all it is designed to do is for you to cut out the its and ums, and cut out your intros and your exits to tighten it up. It's not actually powerful enough to fully edit something the way that an editing software would do. So a lot of times streamers and stuff that you only see the 5-minute things, you're like, oh, that looks super easy, I could totally do that. It's a skill set you have to learn to properly edit videos. There's a lot of cool software out there to do it, and so you just kind of have to pick one and get good with it, and learn. So it's a whole separate skill set that just because, oh, I'm really good at cooking, or I'm really good at playing Fortnite, or really good at drawing, it's one part of it. It's one part of YouTube. The other part is talking, and the other part is editing, and the last part is marketing, which that's where I think I'm weak in the marketing department. I really need help with that. Not that I'm amazing at the other ones, but marketing is definitely my weakest. So I do have some prints. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough market. It's something you gotta get really good at. There are people that specialize in just that, and I have a few friends that do that. So I talk to them from time to time, and I think they've helped me quite a bit with my own stuff. But sure. Currently I have, I'm in a big room, and I hope it doesn't sound like I'm in a big room, but I'm in a very large room that is covered in sound foam, because without it, it sounds like I'm in a church. So yeah, there's a few different ways to do that. And it really depends on what you're doing too. So once again, that's all part of the process. It's all part of the process. And that's usually why more famous YouTubers, people that have the money to do it, like Raptor and Markiplier, they have a cameraman, they have a sound man, they have an editor. That's all they do. Like they don't worry about it. They've become the voice and the face of the group, and then they have a team that really makes it all come together. Yes and no. I mean, soundproofing a room is actually fairly simple. If you need a sound booth, like you want to do voiceover, you can do that in your bathroom pretty easily. This is something that my friend had to build for work, because he does video editing. That's his profession, video editing and sound editing. And so he had to not only build a portable sound booth, which I helped him build and design that, so that he could take it to people and say, like, okay, stand in this booth that we made, which was literally just like, it was PVC and plywood filled with sound foam. But we had to build a super portable one that was literally a box. It had a microphone plugged in it. You put the box over your head and you just talked. And it's the silliest looking thing, but it makes the audio great because it's only capturing your voice. So those are totally doable. And for the most part, like a bathroom with a lot of towels in it works just as well for voiceover. So there's a lot of fun ways to get around that kind of stuff. Yeah, yep. Newspaper and egg cartons will definitely work. You can cover your whole room in egg cartons, and it's not just as good as the phone, but it's a big start. Audio acoustics are a really cool little thing. Maybe it's cool because I'm into it, but it's one of those things you got to look at. You can get away with a crappy mic if you have good sound control. Yeah, if you don't eat a peanut butter sandwich or drink the wrong thing that makes you just like nom, 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 nom. Mouth noise. Yeah. It's less that. What does Taliesin call it? Throat bubbles? Yep. Those are all different things that voice actors have to deal with all the time. Apparently eating tart things can help with that, like eating green apples. And I've created some kind of weird ice Spider-Man thing here. It doesn't feel very elemental to me. It just feels like I need to put like a little Spider-Man thing. Now it's the Iron Spider. There we go. Wow. See, how can you eat green apples? They're delicious. I love them so much. I eat them with my mouth. That's the trick. I think that might be what you're doing wrong. It's a preference. Yeah, Bry's saying Audacity is a free program you can use to record audio. Audacity is very powerful for being free. I used it for a long time. It's great because you can have multiple takes, multiple lines, which if you're not an audio person, that doesn't make sense, and that's fine. Tracks, you can have multiple tracks that you can merge down into things, and I still use it from time to time, especially when I'm doing like quick audio snaps. I'll bust that out, and I have that on my laptop, so whenever we do like video game stuff, I usually record separately with that on my laptop. Yep. I actually have an Audacity how-to video up on the channel. I think it's still up. It might still be there. Check that out. It's got like 70 views. But yeah. Yep. I don't get Roll20. I'm going to say that right now. I struggle with Roll20, and I built goddamn 3D tabletop stuff. like I don't understand Roll20 at all. Drives me up the wall. Yeah, you can do. That's the best way, I think. If people need to roll something, just go to Google and type like roll 40/30, and it'll do that. it'll figure that out for you. So definitely don't worry about that. That's the least thing I've worried about, because when I play online with my friends, like I just let them roll. It's like, just tell me what you rolled. Like I trust you enough to just, be cool about it. And if you're cheating, great. I don't give a crap. Like, whatever. It's like, we won't know the difference, so you're the only one you're hurting. Fantasy Grounds? I think Fantasy Grounds is another one. Fanny Grounds? That's a different thing. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, it's all right. I also would like to disclaimer right now that Roll20 and Fantasy Grounds are fine. If that's comfortable for you to use and you use it and it allows you to play D&D, use it. Absolutely use it. I see no problem with that. It does allow people to have access to their own things and in a shared space, which is great. I'm a big fan of using just Photoshop and screen sharing it, but then I have to control people's tokens, and that's not fun for some people. So I get it, and I don't want to totally trash on people's accessibility, because that should definitely always be an option. The fact that they have that option is great, and I do applaud Roll20 and Fantasy Grounds for making those available to people. So thank you very much for that. But man, user interface, so important. So important. I didn't realize Roll20 had a mobile app. That's news to me. Maybe I need to check that out. I think I'm betting. Yeah, that's a bummer. But once again, like if that's your accessibility to play, that you kind of have to deal with it sometimes. I'd rather do that than not play, So, the other thing I'm hoping what happens here in the future is it looks like D&D Beyond is slowly bridging their way in that direction of being a completely like in-browser game. And so I hope they will keep, because their UI is pretty clean. I hope they will keep iterating until they have that, and then other programs will see how they're doing it and bring their stuff up to snuff, like to be competitive. But because there's always a thing of like, well, it's free, so it doesn't have to be good. I'm like, well, it functions, which is great, but like creature, it should still be good. Yeah, it should still be usable. So there's. It's an argument. It's the same argument I have with Blender. I'm like, why is Blender's UI so like just crap? Like I can't. It feels backwards from every other 3D program I've ever used. And they're like, well, it's because we want to stand out. It's like, that's a bad idea. It's like, there are definitely things you can do that, like, if everybody's doing it one way, that's probably because it works. And you don't have to be so outside the box that it breaks the workflow that everybody already knows. So. Blender, I mean, you're super powerful. You're making great stuff. Fix your UI, like just. So that's my rant for the day. I'm making a rock elemental. I want to be able to see what you're drawing. Jonas is not drawing with us. I think Jonas is playing D&D right now. Is he? Jonas isn't in here. Oh, he is here. Ah, my hand was covering you up. Yeah, I'm gonna draw something real quick. So I'm drawing right here, right? Which means my hand is basically it's covering up everything from there over. So yep. I gotta back up. I gotta back up and just like zoom out a little bit. Oh, I have my touch turned off. Bleep. There have been a few live streams that if you go back and check them out, like someone will show up and just be like do 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 do. It's like What's happening here? Like, why are you drawing on top of what I'm drawing? Like, can you not see me drawing below it? Like, what's going on? Just ask me to move. Like, I'm fine with that. I'll shift. I got no problem with that. You know what? It's just like, dude, dang it, dang it, dang it. Just slowly creeping into everyone else's artwork. Ace, use more layers. Okay, good. Okay, good. Making a football team of elementals. What was that show called? It's like Monster something. Oh man, it might have been zombie football. Feels like Monster League. That was such a weird show. Man, the 90s were just not good. Yeah, like the premise was someone stored a bunch of radioactive material under a football stadium. And it basically mutated all the fans and the players. And so then all of them decided, yeah, I guess I'll just dedicate my life to monster sports. It's like, what? I feel like you shouldn't enable the people you victimize football, but I don't know. It feels like maybe they would never be in a sports arena ever again, but I don't know. That might just be me. Also, don't store your nuclear waste under football stadiums. That's not cool. Don't do that. I blame the Toxic Avenger. The Toxic Avenger is kind of an elemental. I don't know if people ever watched one of those. They were pretty bad. Melted my face with radioactivity. I remember Captain Planet. I remember Don Cheadle turning people into trees. Oh, your monitor? Do I have what? Maybe it's a joke about I spilled water on the monitor. I'm not sure. Splash. Hmm? What? Is that a real item? That's awesome. I never would have thought to use the wish like that. I wish we could just reset everything. I wish we win. Just everything stops. Like, wait, what? Mermistra. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a hardcore DM counter spell. It's like Counterspell, but with more steps. I use my Full Metal Alchemist technique to make salt. I always use my... Shape changer. Yeah, that's true. Yep. Because it's like, I turned you into a chicken. It's like, I was already a chicken. Like, oh, well, fine. But no, fine, be that way. Yep. But really, that's the thing that I really like 3.5 and 5. I would say 5.0, which is not. I guess that's kind of what it is. 5th edition is a 5.0, but no, I use 3.5 stuff in my campaigns all the time. I think it works out pretty well. You just kind of have to look at the bonuses and adjust it for advantage and such. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Boop. It's Counterspell. That's really all it is. It's flavored Counterspell. It's, yeah. Yeah. I want to point out for 1 second, though, you still beat this guy. You still beat the crap out. So good. So in 3.5, the CR levels are way different for creatures, especially because of the addition of mythic levels and the alike, so that a lot of we've talked about like the deities and stuff being able to have multiple levels. Really all that is a mechanical term or a mechanical way to look at balancing. Because really, if you're fighting a deity, the DM can just be like, oh, I turn your swords into poodles. Like, so there has to be some. By the way, I'm drawing this Modron Druid for Vitali because you ask for Modrons a lot, and I don't like drawing them. They're just weird. But I'll totally draw this one. I think we're drawing elementals, and I think they're kind of weird robotic flesh elementals, so we're going to do it. No, yeah, the advanced levels like that work out really well when you're trying to build out a campaign. The thing you have to look at, though, is they're actually probably level 28, 29 to make a CR 22 creature. Yeah. .5 character. From D&D 3.5. Yeah. Yeah, I think the issue, which Ace, you can correct me if I'm wrong here. I think the issue is you sound really upset about it again. Goldtooth, you sound like this, like, how dare he make a 3.5 character? Oh, okay. No. This is a 3.5. Yeah, to go up against the Gold Tooth, you kind of got to make a broken character. Gots to do it. Oh yeah. No, there's the Toxic Avenger. Thank you, Brian. In the general chat. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was trying to get to is with 3.5, a level 22 character should be able to deal with 3.5 20 level characters. You could actually almost go 18, 19, or 20 level characters with 3.5. So depending on your party size, which I think you have 5 people in your group. Yeah. So. Yeah. So with that, I would bet you would. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good fight. That sounds like it'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. See, I would say if I was building something for your characters, because of all the things that I know your characters have in our balance, I would actually be throwing CR 25 creatures at you, and with that many hit points, I think that's about what that would be. So in 3.5 it'd be 22, but then with the bonuses, you're doubling the hit points, which would push it up 5 levels, 10 levels to get it to 700. Yeah, that's almost a CR 30 creature, or a level 30 creature to get that CR rating for your team, which is pretty awesome, pretty dope. Yeah. Trev, thanks for hanging out. I hope I got to say goodbye to you. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the artwork, and we'll go from there. Vitaly, you can't just yell at us to draw stuff. That's not how this works. That's a Wednesday show. Today's the supposed to draw with people show. Yeah. But no, that sounds pretty good, and that's something I think that a lot of people worry about, is that like all creatures, all monsters have to be just right out of the book, and it's like, no, everything is scalable. Everything can be shifted, taken, adapted, and that's really, I think that's the good sign of a good DM, is someone that can be very flexible with that kind of stuff. So I'm really glad that your DM is able to kind of accommodate these super high fantasy games, because a lot of times those break apart really fast, because you'll give somebody, I'm going to give this guy chicken legs, by the way. You'll give somebody like super fantasy inspired armor, and then they don't know how to counter it. And it just all of a sudden breaks the game. So kudos to your DM. Definitely sounds like they're doing a good job. No, 3.5 characters are broken. Like that's why they stopped 3.5 and switched to 4th edition, because 3 and 3.5 got so out of hand. Everything is infinitely scalable basically, and it broke real hard, and became really not fun for people that were good at min-maxing. And then if you tried to introduce someone to the game, you're like, I'd like to play a frog monster, please. And they're like, check out Punt. And it's like, okay. For those of you that don't know what that is a kobold with infinite strength. Check out that build sometime. It's real stupid, but there's a reason that actions and action economy is so important in 5th edition now. Yeah. Pretty silly. Help! I'm floating away! Tell me yelling out different. Say that again? Vitaly, I don't know what you look like. I need some descriptors. Keep going. That's a bummer. I've done that in the past where you like you try to save your suite, like this will be the spell that ends it, and then you just like they just make their save, and you're like, okay, well, I guess we all die now. That was it. That was all I had. So, well, I guess I'll die. I've never been scared so much I turned into Obi-Wan Kenobi. I can definitely say that about myself. These are the doors you're looking for. That's no moon. Magma looked as pretty dope. Pretty dope. Just a quick shout out since nobody wants to talk. It is the free draw day, so if you'd like to jump in, we still have some space. I can make more space, and feel free to come draw with us for a little bit. There's a link in the general text right above the video link and right below the new video link that just came out this morning. So feel free to check those out. I don't know how to make this weird robot eyeball a druid. Back to druid stuff looking awesome. Drow, you might want to check out the Modrons. They're kind of a weird little thing. Do your own art. All right, so that's Vitaly yelling for me to draw more Modrons. Request fulfilled. Yeah, go for it. You just wanted to end the campaign there? Hell yeah. Ukatoa. That sounds pretty good. Like I think that would be a lot of fun. Like I've said this before though, like if you feel like your characters are kind of played out to the point where you're like, I don't know if my character would go on any more adventures, like retire him. Like I think that's fine. Even at the end of the day, you know, you can always find a Terry Darrington to join your brigade. If you want to play someone else, I'm not a big stickler on people retaining characters, especially if they think their character story is done. Well, is that for friendship or is that once again it's collective storytelling, so I'm always, yep, end of the day it's always your choice. That's I guess kind of a tropey thing to say, but I mean, you always have choice. You always have the choice of just, I'm just not going to play. I'm done. No, the character's done. But that could also, I think that's also why we've talked about in the past, like a lot of people try to kill off their characters because like, oh, I have the control over it, I'm just going to kill them off. It's like, you can just choose not to play them. Like, you don't have to be that final about it. It's a redemption song. I don't know what I'm doing here. I wanted to make like an armed elemental, just like one arm. I don't like it anymore. I'm just gonna boop, gone. All right, let's work on something else. Yeah, sounds pretty good. Sounds like a good reasoning. How'd the game go, Jonas? You just played some, right? Or oh, I didn't know there was a game going on. Ah, see, that's good. Game planning. Might as well. I dig it. Where are the eyeballs, Jonas? Where are the eyeballs? It's all the way up the body, all the way over here. There's eyeballs everywhere. Push-ups. I don't remember. That was your own. That was your rules. Your rules set the rules. Ooh, that's exciting. I've been avoiding mine. My players have kind of worked themselves into a pretty epic moment, actually, and now I'm kind of I've been avoiding writing the rest of it. I need to get back on it, and then we have the Patreon game coming up next week, which I need to fix up and get the assets ready for. So that'll be fun. That's pretty dope. You're saying names that we don't know, Jonas. Meat and potatoes. So then Stacy told me that Kevin didn't like this, and Jonathan was all over here. Who the hell are we? Who? Exactly. Meat and potatoes. That's good. Because they're not evil. I sometimes feel really weird because I'm totally fine with most of my characters. I want to put this way. I don't want to always play characters this way, but a lot of I'm fine with fights stopping with just being like, all right, give up, and they're like, okay. It's like I have no ambition to murder you for no reason. I don't know who you are. I end up paying a lot of people when I play games. He fell. That's good. See, that's awesome. That's good to hear. Drow, if you're having issues with your tablet, you might need to update your drivers. I know there was a pretty big patch recently. I think it was Chrome based. I think Chrome changed something, and now all my drivers had to be re-updated. The luck blade. Yeah, I would do something to that effect. I think either you do one fall damage with it reduced because it's downstairs, not the full distance, or I would do you get to make an attack in the middle of it. Like if you both roll acrobatics, and whichever one has the higher contest, so like to see who's going down the stairs and who's riding down the stairs. If you succeed in that, you can then basically control and just do one like grapple attack down the stairs to make sure that they don't regain their footing and they really just eat it. Yeah, I think those are two good options. Because it's either a fall or it's an attack where you're pushing someone. Those are kind of the two different ways I would look at it. And if it's a fall, acrobatics to see if they get hurt or take half damage. I don't know why you would do that. Did you have that before you asked the question? Because you could have just told us that to begin with. I think that's an interesting idea. I don't think I would do that. I think, at that point you could just make a. If you have that potential, just make a dimension of infinite falling and just push them into it, and then you walk away. Bottomless hole. Boop. Lava lake. That's a good one. Well, then that would be a bad thing to do. What if they're immune to stairs? You know, speaking of 3.5, people don't open up the plane to infinite tigers as much as they used to. That's all I gotta say. Like, why not? Why not more tigers? I don't get it. Your coloring is way better than my pencil sketches. It's like, that's not, you can't compare those two things. Well, thanks for drawing with us today. Don't say that. Well, I guess they can't hear it. Doesn't matter. You can't prove anything. You can prove nothing. I'm gonna try to put. How's that sound? Am I still at a good audible volume? Does that sound okay? Or am I really quiet now? Okay. I'm gonna move my microphone away from my head so I don't breathe into it anymore. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, I think that's the problem. I'm gonna try to clean that up. Clean that up for people. Yeah. Are these Dragon Ball analogs? Okay. Meat and potatoes. Where's this going? So we've talked about this a little bit. We've talked a little bit about this. I think I know where you're going with this question, but go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you finish up. Sorry. Why is there no burrito so big that? What's the thing? What's the thing? Um, that's exactly what I was gonna say. That's We've never seen a Tarask poop out a dragon orb, so it probably dissolves. We don't know. Can God create a burrito so hot that he can't eat it? That was the question. Yeah. It's a DC 95 strength check. That sounds pretty impossible to most people in the universe. Yeah. That's how D&D works. Yeah. Here we can see the fundamentals of the universe. This is a good sword. I once had a first time player. This is the very first session they ever played. Stop and explain how spell slots worked to my 10th level NPC wizard. And I was just like, what? Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And they're like, I want to make sure that this person knows how spells work so that I can tell them what I want to do. And it's like, this person knows how spells work. And you don't have to metagame it that hard. Like, it's there is a very big disconnect between what the players know and what the world is. And I'm fine with breaking that barrier all the time. Like, you can just, like, a wizard would say, like, oh, this will give you back your 3rd level spell slot. Because it's I'm not interested in being like, it lets you reevaluate the equations of the universe and rebalance your spiritual power for the day. It's like, the fuck does that mean? You get a 3rd level spell slot back. Like, it's easier. So, yeah. Metagaming. That's how. No, I don't think it's dumb. I think the thing you're trying to. Yeah, I think it's. Boo. Oh no. Draw the Pope turning into a demon? What? One didn't work. Let's try 2. Oh. I really, yeah, I think it's more, it's an error in the book writing, not like the dungeon manual is wrong. It's more that when you're writing the lore for these magical items in universe, you could say something like, this orb is indestructible, and so the book gives us the metadata of it, which is immune to all damage types, because the person that's writing this stone has never found anything that can destroy it. We know that out in the universe there are things like Tarrasque stomachs that can just destroy anything, and so it's up to the DM, like the god of the universe that is being created, to decide which one of those supersedes the other. And I could see an argument for being both, because it'd be really cool to, like, you have to go get in the stomach of a Tarrasque, survive that somehow, and retrieve this orb that we know is there. That sounds like a really cool campaign. Or this orb needs to be destroyed, and the only way we can figure out how to do that is to feed it to a Tarrasque, because that's the only way without doing this ritual that we can't do. And that's the beauty of D&D, is that both of those things are true. Like the book can contradict itself because the book isn't the system implementing it. Like, if you wrote that into a computer code, yeah, the computer code would break because it can't make those fluid decisions. But a DM absolutely can. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But if you go on a quest, how can we destroy this orb? The thing we need to destroy it, just it's impossible. What do? It's like, maybe we need to find someone knowledgeable that can destroy things, and that's the whole quest. It's to figure out that you can destroy it with a Tarrasque stomach. Yeah. Which, once again, yeah. See, that's a whole quest line as well, figuring that out. Like, there's a lot of times when I think people will, things that sound really complicated in the book, like, how would you ever figure that crap out? Like, yes, that's the point. Like, you as a DM trying to unravel that could just be, roll me a d20. Oh, you rolled a 20, knowledge arcana. Cool. Here's all the crap you know about this. Or it can be, all of this is written, decoded into a magical scroll that's been ripped in half. Like, now you have to find both pieces and figure out how this ritual works. Yeah. Like, what if I feed it to a Tarrasque? It's like, what? And that's the metagaming, is like, does your character know about Tarrasques? Does your character know that Tarrasque stomachs can destroy everything? But then the last question is, will it? Because whether or not your character, like, oh, I've heard Tarrasque stomachs can destroy anything, the DM can still be like, yeah, that's not going to work, but I'm not going to tell him that. And that's the beauty of it. Exactly. That was the other thing I was saying, is like, what if Tarrasques don't actually destroy anything in their stomach? They just hold it all infinitely. So there's like an entire universe of crap just waiting for a Tarrasque to die or vomit it out. Like, oh, there's Atlantis. Blah. It's just been inside of a Tarrasque this whole time. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, you go into a Tarrasque, like, oh, we're all going to be destroyed. It's like, oh, no, there's a whole other universe in here. I think we just went through a black hole. Do it. Fucking do it. I mean, that's not a unique idea. I did not make that up. Do not give me credit for the Tarrasque alternate universe. it's like it's the same thing with the like Critical Role went into the Infinite Worm. I can't remember what the hell it's called. Yeah, the Astral Dreadnought. Like mouths of things being portals to other universes is not unique. Yeah. There's no reason that Tarrasques could not be the same way, and people just don't know that, and that's why D&D is amazing. It doesn't matter. Your choice. Exactly. They can be. Yeah, it's Godzilla. Joke's on you, it's the same one. Oh. There is oh man, I love the Dresden books. Jim Butcher, if you're out there, let's do something because I love it. The newest one, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's such a good explanation of outsiders in the Dresden books, and it is that even if there are multiple creatures, a whole bunch of things got summoned, like a swarm of things gets summoned. And the way they describe it is, no, it's one entity. It's one entity manifesting itself as a swarm of creatures. And I think that is like that's the coolest way to think about how outsiders' minds work. Is singular form is kind of unique to our universe, and just if your body, Magic the Gathering talks about this too, like the Eldrazi, the huge giant tentacle monsters, are all just the way that we interpret seeing these extraplanar beings. We see them as this one weird physical form, and really it's more like we're seeing a cross-section of these fourth dimensional or fifth dimensional beings. And I dig that. I love that idea so much. So with Tarrasque, same thing. Like the reason we can't destroy him is because we're not actually fighting a Tarrasque. We're fighting the like material representation of one very small sliver of what the Tarrasques are. And I love that. I love that idea. It's a shadow. Same creature, shadow. Right. It's like trying to fight a mountain. It's like, I guess I killed it, but it wasn't really alive to begin with. It just was in my way, and now it's not there anymore. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Like, their physical form is kind of not important. Speaking of the Shadowfell, can we talk about the dark universe in Star Trek? Because I hate it so much. Like, those are my least favorite episodes. Yeah, just like evil Spock. Well, they've done one in every single series of Star Trek, I believe. And I just hate them. They feel like fan episodes, like fan service. Makes me upset. Evil Kirk. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I'm gonna go ahead and roll a knowledge history, and possibly a Constitution save. Oh yeah, I haven't done that yet. I need to look at those. No, I missed it. Wait, where's this posted? I don't see this at all. Oh, I didn't scroll down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, everything that's written in the book is a guideline for the current thought process of people in that universe. And then the numbers are so that you can understand what the hell they're talking about. Because I love doing a thing where I will give somebody a sword, and if they don't have the ability to actually learn what it does, it's just like, this is the sharpest sword you've ever seen in your life. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. But like, really, it's like, oh yeah, when you attack somebody with that, they explode. Like, you cut them into a billion pieces. It's like, this is crazy. It's like, yeah, there's no way you would have known that until you swung it at somebody. I like that kind of stuff. I really like that kind of stuff. And so there's the opposite end of that is like the Deckard Cain mentality of like, pick up a sword, you don't know what it does. Click the button. You know what it does. It's like, why did I have to click the button? Just fucking give me the sword. Like, let me see what it is. And Diablo did that, I think, specifically to slow the game down, so that you had to go back to town. Everything was ethereal until you checkpointed yourself and checked your gear. Otherwise, you could just be like, the sword's crap, the sword's crap, the sword's crap, and you could just keep running until you find better gear. They did that purposely to slow down adventurers. But it's become like standard. It's become standard in a lot of games now that you can't just pick things up and roll with it. And so I like making it thematic versus just a mechanical, you have to push the button before you can use it. That's my thing. That's my style, my DM style. Yep. As identified, which is, that's the consuming of resources, and I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with people using identify, because it takes time. But if you don't have identify or you don't have the time for it, it's like, hey, you can always just try to use things and see what they are and work through it. Yep. Yeah, I agree. Do it. What the hell's going on? Sweet. Is that just like Bleach fan fiction, or is that Soul Calibur, or not Soul Calibur? What's it? Soul Eater, Soul Eater style. Soul Calibur, Boyfriend Dungeon. Okay, I secretly kind of want to check that out now. Yeah, I don't think we said getting fed. I think we said dating, which is also the same thing. Like, that's what Soul Eater is. Spoiler alerts. Their weapons are alive. Dating your weapons? Yeah, you could definitely do a Soul Eater campaign. Could be pretty cool. You There is a very great story by Salvatore. Salvatore? Yeah. Um, it's in the Legend of Dritz short stories, where they create. He tells you how they created Dritz's Shadow Panther, and it is super dope, And I think that the trick was basically it takes like a year and hundreds of thousands of gold. is the answer, the short answer for how do you make intelligent weapons. I think the thing is, it's either a something or someone's soul was put into it, or a soul was created for it, and beyond that, I think it's dealer's choice. However you want to make that work. I really like the idea that like when somebody dies, you can. I've done this in the past. When a character dies, you kind of like fuse their soul to their weapon, and then the people that are playing can find that weapon later, and it's like this has the soul of a grand adventurer that sacrificed themselves to save a town, and you're like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Like, ah, he costs extra. It looks like a barrel golem. Someone just wrote hi, hello. I'm not sure who wrote that. But... this looks like a barrel golem. Yep. It's 1,500 potato golems controlling a barrel. I almost spit my drink out all over my tablet. That was a good one. That was a solid joke. I totally forgot about Chester. Oh, okay. It's I want to answer this because I really like this question. The question was, why would you be able to use gold as a spell component? Why would a god need gold? It is not the physical aspect of the gold that is being sacrificed. It's the metaphysical aspect of the gold. So because you have value in it, you are sacrificing something to those gods to gain the power of that. And I have, in the past, I will let people, in certain situations, basically give things up that they value worth that much. And so another way this question was asked to me is, can I haggle someone down to buy a diamond worth 500 gold, but only pay 300 gold for it? And in my mind, I say no, because the value to you is not that much. So whatever you're using for the spell, if you need a diamond worth 500 gold, it needs to be valued to you at 500 gold. You need to believe that it's valued at 500 gold. And so a lot of people have tried to metagame me specifically to do that. Like, oh, well, I think it's worth this much. Like, one, no, you don't. And two, if that's really what you want to fight me for, we're going to roll for it. And we'll see, like, does your roll an appraisal, and we're going to see if your character knows how much this diamond is worth. So that's my thing is, and once again, Dresden talks a lot about this with potion making. Butcher really spent a lot of time thinking about how magic would mechanically work, and I love it. Oh no, how much of that did you get? Yeah. So it's more important that the value of the item that is being used is worth that much to the player than it is like to the actual world or universe. So like if you run up to save your friend and you have a diamond that you're like, this diamond isn't big enough, I don't think this is worth enough to save them. It's like, then it's not. You really don't. So because you're saying it's not worth that much. Versus like he's dying, please let this diamond be big enough. I hope it works. And then I'm like, sweet, let's roll for it and see if that happens. I think that's really how things should be looked at. And if you go to a shop, and this is why I let people just quickly buy items, because if they go to a shop and they're like, I want to buy a diamond worth 500 gold, it's like, perfect. Then you're buying something that your character believes is worth 500 gold, and therefore it'll work for the spell, because you are willing to pay that amount for it. And then you can make the argument of like, well, maybe I'll haggle it down. Maybe I can get a deal on it. But it has to be that way. If you're saying like, I'm not paying 500 gold for that, I'm going to haggle them down. It kind of changes the medical physical presence of the spell components. And that's why I really like, if you look at the spell book material component lists, a lot of them are basically connecting concepts and memories to the spell. So like bat guano for fireball, because it smells like sulfur. Licorice root, I think, is what Caleb uses for haste. Yeah, it's just like anything like that. Like, I'm very fine with people swapping out spell components if their character would look at them metaphysically differently. Yeah, and so that's how I look at spellcasting, and that's why a lot of the spellcasting is written kind of lazily, because they're like, oh, just use spell focus. It's like, yeah, just use spell focus. Like, don't worry about the little fiddly bits, because as long as your character knows why they're casting the spell or why they need that component. I don't know if they need that component. Like, once again, Jim Butcher says that like the wizards that live to be hundreds of years old don't even need spell components or to draw the circles or do the chanting, because they have it so down packed in their mind that they can visualize the components in their mind without actually physically needing the reagents. And I think that's great. I think that's a really cool concept. Look, you're quiet. That was me, but you can have that space, I guess. Sierra, are you still drawing? Can I just turn off that layer? Okay. Nope, that's fine. I think we're actually getting pretty close. It's 1 o'clock. We've been around for a while today, so I'll probably hang out for another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll bounce. I am having trouble taking over the layer. Are you still? Oh, you're still in the chat. That's why. Yeah. If you were left, I could have taken over your layers. Hit Control D. Yep. Right. It's the shortcut. Yep. You can also go up to Edit and deselect, which is Control D. Oh, did you lose? Did you leave for a minute? Who's pink? Anonymous somehow kidnapped your lair. Is what happened, I believe. That is what happened. I believe it. I believe it is Gondora. Looks like it got hijacked. Yeah. Yep. Let me do this. That's fine. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's got medical physic value, and that's I love that about spellcasting, and I really like people that get into that kind of thing and make spellcasting their own, which is something that Liam O'Brien does really well in Critical Role, and I very much applaud him for that because he makes it very unique to his character, and I dig it a lot. I assume. I was thinking of, yeah, Will Wheaton does his tabletop stuff. Oh, hot dang. Those are really, whoops, sorry. I really like that color transition. It's a really good blend. A really good blend. Uh-oh. Once again, metaphysical value. Yeah. Let's look that up. Shape change components. Go for it, Dibby. It's alright, I'm gonna do push-ups. Excuse me. This says it's a jade circlet. The jade circlet worth 1,500 gold. Drop of regular Dallas Young and a wisp of smoke. Yeah, so I can't find that. I see a jade circlet for circlet for. I'm trying to find the. Where's the place for that? Yeah. I really like True Polymorph. The spell components are a dollop of mercury, I'm sorry, a drop of mercury, a dollop of gum arabic, and a wisp of smoke, which is all very much like flashy wizardy like poof, which I dig. I think that's really cool. Like you might as well make True Polymorph like top hat, and you just like pull the top hat and a little wand. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like yeah, and so Bry just Bry just posted the shape change from. Yeah, no, it's a circlet. Yeah, which makes a lot more sense than putting a jaw on your head. You put a crown on your head, which I think is. I wonder if there's something like a. I wonder if a jade circlet is. It could have something to do with like the Monkey King, because he was famous with. Yeah, Wukong was famous for shape changing, but it wasn't. I don't think it was jade. I think his circlet was. It was a gold band. It crushed his head if he pissed off the pilgrim. Say the chant. Tightening on his head. Yep. Yeah. Like that was always a dire ape is what you're looking for. That is literally a dire ape. You should check that out. It exists and it's amazing. Uh, yeah, super cool creature. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Could also have something to do with all like the jade figurines because I've seen like jade tigers, jade. Oh, nice. Okay. No. So you. Okay, I can answer that. So basically, um, the when you would do that, it should say in the spell description, but the way it's looked at is one person has to roll for all effects that affect two people. So like, I'm attacking you, I roll to attack against your armor class. With spells, if I have to hit you with the spell for it to be effective, then either I roll a spell attack roll, which is what you're talking about, or they have to roll a dexterity save. One of those two things has to happen for basically every spell. So either it is my skill that allows it to hit you, like with a flame, was it flame bolt? Because it is, yeah, like a fire bolt is me aiming to hit you, and that would just go against my ability to do so. Or a fireball, which is indirectly going out, and then your ability to dodge it. So that's it's balancing out whether the person has to react to it or you have to do something to them. And so a lot of the times with like psychic attacks, I am projecting my mind into yours. You can't stop it. Then you have to, or like I don't have to try to aim it. It's just gonna happen. You have to willfully use your will save to prevent it from happening. So it's a matter of whether or not you have to aim or they have to dodge it. That's kind of the best way to look at it when you use those two things. No, it's the other way around. If you have to aim, they don't have to save. If you don't have to aim, they have to save. So yeah, that's their saving throw. That's the armor class they're trying to beat. Woo! Ace, you have to do push-ups. You interrupted Jonas. Squats. There you go. I drew a picture. So if you roll a spell attack, if the spell says that you need to roll a spell attack, it's going to go against their AC. If it says that there is a will save, or a DC for the will save, they have to make their will save to meet your DC, your spell DC. Yeah, it's your spell DC or your the save that they have to make is the AC of your spell that they are trying to beat with their will save. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of little nuances, but basically there should really only ever be one person rolling. That's the main thing. You just have to decide if I have to roll to hit or you have to roll to defend. And then it's against AC if you're rolling to hit, and it's against your spell DC if they're trying to defend. Yep. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, I think gum arabic is basically uh, it's glue, right? Like the thing they use. Am I wrong in that? It's the thing they use to like put on disguises. Like spirit gum is another type of gum arabic, I believe. Or is it used in erasers? I don't remember. It's malleable. It's a malleable and it's a binder, and it can create fantastical things like illusions. So I think that's a really cool. Like that's once again metaphysics, right? It's really cool. I like that. Um, I'm gonna have to cut everybody off here. It is past 1 o'clock, so thank you everybody for hanging out today. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. It is Friday, so I'm on the title page. We're good. But hey, thank you again for reminding me. Always do that. It is the weekend, so I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. If you haven't checked out the Drawfee style episode we did today, please check that out. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out everybody's links in the comments there so that they can get, we need to buff up our community. Let's do it. Let's get out there. Check out Sierra's stuff. Check out Blue Druid. I don't think your videos are up yet, but when we do get that, we will add the link to that as well. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe those, share those with everybody. Yeah. Other than that, next week we'll do the Discord, not the Discord, the Patreon game. I need to talk to the people about that, get that going. I think we're only gonna have one game because I haven't heard from other people to play a second version of it. But we'll keep going on to the second floor of our dungeon, which is gonna be a lot of fun, and we'll see how that goes. So aside from that, we might film some more episodes like the Drawfee episode. If you like that, or you have ideas, or you have a character you want to share with us that maybe we'll redraw, let's get that going. Top of that, have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful night. Stay happy, stay healthy. Keep your dice on the table, and we'll see you on Monday.